Okay, we're live. What's up, Scrubs? Back here on Sketty Talk, episode 4, with Chase Bootnjer over here talking about his jits journey, man.
Nipples Bootnjer?
Nipples Bootnjer.
You're going to do
he's
me
got,
a disservice
he's got
like
those
that?
pokies.
I do have pokies.
Got this. I got them too.
No matter what shirt I wear, I always end up getting little pokies.
All right. How you doing, dude?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah. How was the training just now? We just did.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. Learned a lot. Thank you for your coaching.
You taught me a lot too. I appreciate it. I needed help on my feet.
You're
so
welcome.
thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've just had a few questions. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We'll start off with something a little more serious. You were a D1, D2 wrestler. Went to Liberty University. What got you to start coming into Rice Bros?
Yeah. So, well, I guess it starts with a long career in wrestling, right? I started when I was, I think, 7 or 8.
How old are you?
28. Yeah.
So you've been doing wrestling longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm 20 years. Yeah, that's sick, dude.
So I climbed the ranks in high school. It was like, multiple times, just a bunch of stuff. But got recruited to Liberty when it was Division I, and then.
So you got recruited to a D1 school
I did.
for Liberty?
I did, yeah. And
That's
then
sick.
this was about the time. This was in 2011. Title IX was going around, and the sports that a lot of schools were choosing to cut was wrestling and like low spectator sports.
What's
and
Title IX?
Title
For
IX
the
is
viewers?
like.
I totally know what it is.
Yeah, tell me what Title IX is.
No, I mean, well, you could tell us for the. I
Title
don't know
IX is
too
an
much.
Equal Opportunity Act passed, I think, either by the NCAA or the Supreme Court itself. But it pretty much says that the same amount of money that goes into men's sports has to go into women's sports, which is fine.
Yeah.
Right? However, you get guys like me who have been training for, at the time,
Years at that point.
Yeah, I was 18. I started when I was 7, so 11 years.
Damn, bro.
And then, or 11 or 12 years, and then they cut the program right out from underneath us as soon as we started the season. So
Yeah, keep going.
things like that happened. Fortunately, we kept the team and the staff, and we were able to reclassify as what's called a club program.
Yeah.
And we entered into this different program called the NCWA, which is the National Collegiate Wrestling Association. And we found out that there was a bunch of other former Division I
So
programs.
not the WWE.
No.
Okay.
No, thank you, though.
Tell me when you get into that. Let's go.
Gable Stevenson.
Yeah.
Gable Stevenson might be going to the WWE. So, yeah, we were able to wrestle for 4 years through the NCWA, and then I got, hired to be an assistant coach there for a couple of years.
That's sick.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, so you
then
probably had a lot of people come and go. So you stayed there down there.
I did. I stayed in Virginia for 6 years.
6
4
years?
for college, 2 for assistant coaching.
Okay.
And then we moved back here, where I'm originally from. And I was able to assistant coach at the
Simpson?
At Simpson. It's an NAIA program.
Yeah.
For 2 years. And I helped out, for 3. But at that time, I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to do after college and all that. And I wasn't getting a lot of workouts in. I was a personal trainer at the time, but my schedule was
still at
this big,
Sun Oaks
so.
with it?
Yeah, I'm still training at Sun Oaks. And then actually, one of the tennis coaches of all people invited me over here.
Was that Jeremiah?
That was not Jeremiah. Jeremiah Walsh, the youngest Division I tennis coach ever.
He is?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he's a savage like that.
He's a stud like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. What the heck?
It was actually his assistant coach, Austin Kishie. Austin invited me here, and I kept putting it off. And then I came one day, fell in love with it. I mean, grappling, right?
Yeah, you know what I
fell in
mean.
love with grappling. And yeah,
That's how you got over to Rice Bros?
that's how I came over to Rice Brothers, yeah.
Sweet, dude. That's pretty cool.
Been
Now, did
here.
you get Caleb to come over here too? Or how did that work?
No, not necessarily. Caleb was training at a gym across town.
He was on Zapata
Yeah.
for a little bit.
He was over at Zapata's, and he's also a former MMA fighter, and he's got
Caleb's a savage.
He's a stud.
I should have him on here too in a little bit.
Most recently, brown belt national champ.
National
I
champ.
should say
Purple belt national.
Purple belt nogi national champ.
champion.
4 submissions.
Yeah,
4
fights, 4 submissions. One,
Um,
handled everybody. What a
Without
beast,
a
bro.
doubt. And then So yeah, Caleb was training over there. I think we had a brief conversation. I mentioned I was training over here, and then him and I went up through the ranks together when we were in high school and middle school.
And it was cool because you kind of did that here too.
Yeah,
a little bit, right?
He's a few years older than me, so I kind of defer to him in all things technique. But he showed up, and we've been, I guess, getting closer as friends and teammates again. And it's been a pretty cool little.
That's super cool because you get to meet all your high school buddies again. Because you probably didn't talk to Nash either.
No, and in fact,
until you were hanging out with us, right?
Yeah, Nash actually only knew for 1 year, and we got really close.
He headbutted you every time.
Every single day. Every single day. He was a senior. I was a freshman, and he'd come up and he'd grab me and give me a little head noogie, and it was super fun. He was like that safe older brother on campus that was always made you feel really cool.
Nash has the same problem I have, where back in high school, I have it still today. He doesn't have it. He's obviously married. But every girl he talks to sees him as their little brother. I have that same problem.
Or big brother.
Yeah. Or
big brother.
What's worse, they see me as their stepbrother. That's the thing. Oh, is Nash? Nash just texted me. What's your status? I'll text him when we get back in a little bit. He was trying to chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
So yeah, we've been training here for 2 years now.
2?
Is it 2?
This gym was over here for about 2.5.
Yeah, I think I came over March or May. I had that's what it was. I had my first session with you guys 2 years ago in March.
I was a 2-stripe blue when you first started.
2020, yeah, and then I came back in September, I believe, of 2019.
Yeah.
And started as a white belt, and then rose.
I remember Fish mentioning you for a little bit. Like, he was like, dude, there's this, like, savage wrestler, like, Chase at No-Gi. He comes in at No-Gis or something like that. And I was like, Chase, that sounds so familiar. And I was like, oh, Bootnjer? And he's like, yeah. And then I kind of think I lied to him. I
know him.
Bro, Chase is my homie. I was like, dude, I've known him for years. Like that. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yeah, dude, I was in his dad's wood shop.
No way, man. You got to earn the right to know me.
Yeah, dude. That's pretty sick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when's your next tournament?
I will be fighting at, my first tournament as well, at No-Gi Worlds in October, I believe October 7th.
Yeah. We got to get Chase a special hotel with no soap in it. He has a tendency to steal the bars of soap out of hotel bathrooms. It's
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's
Allegedly.
Yeah, so Phoenix? No, you didn't do Phoenix. You're doing...
No. It will be in Dallas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yes, it'll be Dallas, and that'll be our first one. We'll see how well we do. Plan on fighting at 188s.
No-Gi and Gi?
No-Gi. I don't know if I'll do Gi.
Which are you more confident in?
I'm definitely more confident in No-Gi.
Really?
Right, with the wrestling background.
Okay.
But
I feel pretty good in Gi.
I really love in Gi. I love it a lot, actually. I love...
It's weird how it grows on you, right?
It's so weird. Wrestlers typically don't like it because there's so many different grips. But once you learn how to grip correctly and learn how to break grips and hand fight, everything kind of flows in.
That's what was super sick about you guys coming in, like you and Caleb, which you guys were like actually okay with sticking around and try it, because we're mainly Gi gym, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of the wrestlers that have came in the past might have been good. I don't know if they were good or not, but they always like see it and they dip out, you know what I mean?
Oh, they would have been good. If they were wrestlers, they would have been good.
If they I don't yeah. They would have done average.
They would have been great.
Yeah. But, like, they'd always leave, so that's why I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. They actually, like, want to learn jiu-jitsu. Like, they straight up, like, feel like, oh, okay, this is something cool I can pick up. You know what
Caleb's a student of the game, right? He's, like I said, he's got the MMA experience, so he's got a lot of stand-up game. He's actually got a few professional wins under his belt.
Yeah, he's a savage.
He's a stud. And then, he's just always down to learn. His dad is the same way. His dad's, 67?
Dude,
65,
I rolled
67.
with his dad, and he was all like, you got a big head. That's a nice knob to grab. Like that. That. And I was like, bro, what? Like, I'm pulling guard. I
don't want to stand up with you.
I was like, bro, you're going to hurt me.
He's a cool guy. Big Val's awesome. He's the kind of old grinder that, like, once you get him in the room, his, like, goal is to break you mentally.
Well, and he was like, he doesn't, like, know my name, so he just keeps calling me Red.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
sick.
He did that all through high school too. He never called anyone by their first name
Really?
if they were redhead or like had some convenient, like he never called me Chase. He always called me Boot, right?
Boot.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Boot.
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's a savage.
Oh, he's a stud.
He's pretty technical himself, huh?
He's learning. Like I said, he's a student of the game. Both of them are, and he's not. I mean, as at 60 something, he's not. Maybe he's 63. He's just a little bit older than my dad, but he's not as limber as he was, right? So he can't play like single leg X super efficiently. He can't go.
Yeah, like that.
inverted,
Yeah, he's like
right?
not a dexterous person. You
Right,
know what
so-
I mean? Like, but he's like, yeah.
Pull guard on him, see what happens. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
right.
I was like, I pulled on him, and then like he's like still kind of trying to figure out like the grind for like on top. So I was kind of like tying a little bit. Like I kind of like got the, but he was like, I was like, oh, if you trained here for a little bit more,
Yep.
like it would not be fun to roll with
Yeah,
you.
he's
I was
a,
like,
he's
dude,
a
you're
savage.
strong.
He's so strong. He's big. And he's not like big fat. He's like grandpa big, where he's just like
Yeah,
Yeah.
picking the ends of axes up with just your wrist,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like construction worker for
Yeah.
years, kind of
Savage.
kind of thing. He's pretty cool, dude.
so. Yeah,
That's how Rod is too. Rod's one of the Rod's one of those guys like, if he tells you to do something, like you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember, like if Rod came up to me and he's like, I want you to fuck that guy up. like I'd be like, all right,
Okay.
I guess I have to try this now.
Okay.
He's a cool dude. I like those
if I
guys.
don't, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna-
Yeah, it's like you're kicked out of the gym kind of
Oh.
shit. He's a cool guy though. Like Rod.
I like the dynamic that we have at this gym though, because it's like Tanner carries a lot of that, but he's like he still wants people to grow and learn, and I like that our community here is much more like laid back, but we're all fighters.
Yeah.
Right? You get everyone that comes out traveling through is like, yeah, I've heard about you guys. I hear all you do is like grind and roll. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
that's all we do.
Yes.
Is
Grind,
you
roll,
give me a
drink.
little bit of technique, and then it's beating each other up for the next hour.
Yeah.
And it's super fun.
Not a lot of gyms do that, huh?
No.
Did you see a lot of wrestling gyms do that kind of stuff? Probably,
Which,
huh?
actually,
Because you
weird,
were only
so-
at good ones.
The wrestling culture is a lot different. So we don't have traveling wrestlers. And if we do, you usually make contact with the coach and say, hey, can you tell so-and-so I need a place to train, and you can go get some mat time. But it's very hands-off.
Yeah.
Right? As soon as they come into the room, you're looking at the new guy in the gym. You know, the gym enforcer never waits. He always starts,
Really?
right? So, like,
Yeah, Tanner sends somebody.
yeah.
Tanner's
if
like, go.
the traveling guy in the gym comes here, he's going to beat up on the white belts and blue belts for a little bit, and then Tanner will send the gym enforcer. He'll send you over there because you're the gym enforcer.
A little
He
bit.
actually asked him that. He's like, who do you think the gym enforcer is? He's like, Longo.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
swear?
Yeah, swear.
That's fucking
Yeah.
tight.
Uh,
That's fucking-
So,
Well, I feel like I'm not terrible. Like if I feel like someone were to beat me with jiu-jitsu, they're probably not bad. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like they're at least like above average. Like if they're you
well,
know what I
and
mean?
you have this weird ability to, like, because when we've turned it on, right? So, like, normally our roles are hard, but they're really, like, technical.
Yeah, we're not
Right.
trying to hit each other.
Right, but when I was starting with you guys and I was a flailing blue belt or a flailing white belt, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just pressure
Still
passing
beating
and
everybody.
like just clubbing, and I'm just going hard. I would see like you and Bryce did this thing where like all of a sudden you'd like click it and you would catch me in something super fast and hard, and you'd rip on it real quick, bam, and I was like, oh, sorry. Turn that flailing switch off real fast. Sorry. What did you do?
can't wait.
What can I do better?
Dude, I had a realization the other day. I was like, Chase has been going easy on me like this entire time. Like, I was like, that's 2 years of rolling. I was like, fuck. Like,
Oh,
this is
shoot.
dumb.
So my dad just started rolling, right? And my dad's 57, and he loves it. This is the first time he's ever been in a grappling sport, and he's like obsessed. He's listening to the podcasts, wants to know decorum, right?
Your dad's
always
awesome.
always asking for permission to do other things, and it's like, dude, relax. This gym's so much different, but he just loves it. And I was telling him, you know, as your first time rolling at a gym, you got to understand that there comes a point when, like, advanced guys, right? This is me in wrestling. This is Tanner. This is Matthew. This is you. This is Bryce. This is Fish. This is Caleb. This is Nick. Like,
Yeah.
all these guys have the ability to come in and look at the mat, take inventory of how they're feeling, and say to themselves, I'm going to turn on my savage switch today.
Yeah.
Right? And they also have the ability to say, I'm going to turn off the savage switch. I'm going to think a lot more, and I'm going to be a lot more technical.
Yeah, but
and be okay with that.
Yeah.
Right? And be okay with it. If I get choked out because I'm trying something new, I'm okay with being choked out and trying something new.
Like that's cool too, because like just now, like me and Chase, our rounds we were doing was literally him starting on my back and like us trying to like get out. You know what I mean? Like he started I got choked out probably 7 times today, but I know I'm learning. That's why it's not upsetting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's like you have the ability, but like if you're coming in as a white belt or like and this was the problem with a lot of wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
They'll come in and they're gonna play the takedown game. Like we have a guy in the room that does this a lot, where he'll come in and he's a former wrestler and he took Tanner down, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't take Tanner down. Tanner pulled guard. And he stands up and announces to everyone, I just took Tanner down. You're like,
and then Tanner...
Oh, no, don't say that.
That was like
and then
not good.
That's not okay, right?
Yeah.
You as an advanced level guy have to know where the game is.
Yeah.
Like...
what happened was the guy grabbed Tanner's leg, but Tanner gave up the takedown to armbar him. Tanner let him do it so Tanner can fall into an armbar, and then Tanner submitted him. And then he went around saying he took him down, but he didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He fell into an armbar.
Which is a joke.
Yeah, it's like Tanner let you have that.
Tanner's going to mess you up on your feet. He's going to mess you up on the ground. He's going to mess you up in guard. Like, everything you do, Tanner's going to mess you up. So anything you get, he's giving to you, literally. Like, and that's the level that Tanner's at, is like anything you get on Tanner, he's allowing you to have.
Yeah.
Right? The only times I ever feel like I'm competing with Tanner is when we're on our feet and he doesn't take dominant grips.
Oh, and he's just trying to play patty cake.
Well, no, even if if I fight for a dominant grip and he doesn't immediately break and I start my movement, now it's like, okay, now my wrestling is going to start kicking. Now I feel like I have a chance of even getting to a leg.
Yeah.
And I've got to make sure it's perfect right now. Else, as soon as I stand up, he's breaking and he's going to fire me.
He's fucking strong, bro.
So freaking strong, so freaking good. And this is
scary.
20 years of wrestling experience, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can't come in as a white belt and turn on your switch all the time, right? With all of that experience in wrestling and say, yeah, I'm a savage, jiu-jitsu's a joke. It's like, it's a different game entirely. I tell people this all the time.
Well, like, another thing people don't get, too, is, like, when a wrestler beats you up, he's still, like, a grappler. Like, he's still, like, if you've been training jiu-jitsu for 2 years and you're going up against a 20-year wrestler, he's still a 20-year grappler. Like, he's, like, it's just in a different grappling style. Like, he's still gonna, like, he'll fuck up everyone up to brown belt. You know what I mean? Like he's like a 20-year wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense.
The sucky thing for us transitioning over, and this
most of the time, anyways. You know,
this was like, because I remember my first couple of weeks in here, right? You guys are like patty caking me, and you might pull guard, go in an open guard, and I'm just shooting darts. Time and like 15 times.
Tanner kept telling me to like stand up with you, and I'm like, no,
no,
I don't want to.
But as soon as we go to the ground, I'm getting swept. I'm getting mounted. I'm getting armbarred. I'm getting like guillotined 50,000 times. I'm getting, like little ankle locks. Like everything under the sun is getting thrown at me, and I'm like, yeah, I can establish a position. My base might be really good to not get swept. My side control retention might be really decent.
Are you saying we were going too hard on you?
No, I'm just saying it's a different game. So it's a prettier, younger version of wrestling. That's it.
Yeah.
If you think about them as siblings, because they are.
Yeah.
They're both grappling sports. Wrestling is the old gristled brother that's just a fighter with horns on his head.
Yeah, it's been around like 1,000 years.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu's
been around for 20.
The cute, pretty little younger brother that's gonna mess him up every time, and no one understands why.
Yeah, it's just that's just his
how does that
happen? Like it's so weird.
You actually see it now, like a lot of Division I wrestlers that are like national champions. Like I just saw a video not too long with Jaden Cox and Nicky Rod rolling, and Jaden Cox his like learning curve is a lot shallower than the average person. For him to come in day one and be able to go tit for tat with Nicky Rod on his feet is insane.
Nicky Rod's a savage though, isn't he? No, Nicky Rod's a savage.
In jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
And we see Nicky Rod, fight Pat Downey, and Pat Downey messed him up, right?
Fucked him up.
Jaden Cox is light years ahead of Pat Downey.
Pat Downey kind of just shoves people out of the...
Which is good. I mean, it's good mat control. Pat Downey's not a bad wrestler.
Yeah.
But Jaden Cox is a 2-time world champion without points getting scored on him.
Damn, bro, that's fucking savage.
That's light years ahead of Pat Downey. Pat Downey's good. He's world class. But you're not going to be at and so when you watch the video of Jaden Cox and Nicky Rod going, Jaden's just destroying him on the feet. It's
just silly. How
the position that he's putting Nicky Rod in, and Nicky is doing a good job of trying to like go for arm bars and like.
He would like win like. Nicky Rod would like place at nationals. That
wrestling nationals?
You think so?
No, not right now.
Like it before when he was like just doing wrestling.
So Nicky Rod was a wrestler in high school, right? And then he transitioned to jiu-jitsu because he was a dual sport guy. As soon as he got out of high school, he advanced into making a bunch of money off of jiu-jitsu, which was
he didn't do college wrestling.
I'm not sure.
What the fuck?
I'm not sure.
Wait,
I don't think he did. I know I saw him at four nationals.
Jiu-jitsu sucks. Wait, what the fuck? That's so weird.
Yeah. So, like,
I thought he was like a D1 wrestler.
He probably could be, but he couldn't go right now. He wouldn't be able to go in and place at nationals.
Yeah.
Right. You're talking about guys that have spent the last 4 years training as hard as he is, just in specific positions that's going to put him at risk.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot. Okay, well, I'm going to stuff your shot. I'm going to get around behind and score 2. Well, I'm going to try and do butterfly guard and try and transition. It's like, no, you're not, because now I'm getting points for, back exposure for that brief moment that you're there, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, that's, honestly, this is a huge reason why jiu-jitsu guys have struggled transitioning to wrestling versus wrestling guys coming to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and wrestlers translate better to MMA too, better than jiu-jitsu guys. Jiu-jitsu guys know finishes, which is cool.
Yeah.
But most of them aren't explosive. Like a good wrestler, there's good wrestlers that aren't explosive that just kind of wrap people up. But an explosive wrestler translates so well to MMA just because they can close that distance so easily.
And they're comfortable, right? They're comfortable on the in, like an in-boxer, right? They're really comfortable staying in those positions. Like if a Muay Thai clincher is going to get in with them, they know that, okay, so if he's got the underhook, my knees are coming towards my belly, so I've got to get him against the cage ASAP.
Yeah.
If you've got my head, I know how to pummel out. If you got my head, I know how to immediately drop to a shot and try and keep my face away from getting smacked,
yeah,
right?
You know what I mean?
Like there's a bunch of different things that you learn. And the jiu-jitsu guys, when they transition to wrestling, you're going to notice that they give up a lot of points
just so they
almost
can try to
right
go
away,
for something.
so that they can finish guys with pins, right?
Yeah.
And so you might be having a hell of a match with a jiu-jitsu guy. It's hard, but I'm up by 12.
Yeah, right. But you're tired.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired. This has been a hell of a match because you guys are constantly moving. You're constantly flowing in and out. Your scrambles are really hard, but you're giving up points every time.
They just don't know
right?
that.
And because you're so focused on the feet down bottom that you're trying to, kick a leg out, or you're trying to get a hip exposed, so that we can dump me to my back, and I'm just literally scoring points.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I score 4 points right there, and it's like, okay, so you go back to belly, and then you're gonna Granby roll and start a scramble again, and I might catch you. It's like really good jiu-jitsu guys, right?
Yeah. But they're not gonna. They're just gonna lose. They're gonna get tech. What's that? Tech foul.
Tech fault. Tech.
Gordon Ryan got fucking tech fault too in a wrestling match. You see that with Pat? It was with Pat Downey.
Was it with Pat Downey? No, I didn't, because I didn't see a whole lot of exposure. Because again, no one likes watching wrestling. Why would anyone expose Gordon Ryan to getting tech fault against a wrestler?
In wrestling.
That's
the same thing.
It's a stylistic matchup, but. Yeah. As soon as we can get Pat Downey or Bo Nickel,
that was cooler than Pat Downey. Was the Bo Nickel one?
The Bo Nickel fight.
Souped him too.
He souped him because he's playing stupid donkey guard. I'm going to do this. Okay.
He's trying to make fun of him, and then it's like you can't make fun of Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel's savage.
That was the problem with it all. Is like
I like Bo Nickel.
Gordon, if you're gonna pull a guy into your style, like this is your game, and Bo Nickel goes into it knowing the only chance I got is taking you down.
Yeah, right? And he's doing that just knowing he's like, I just want to try.
And there were comments, I believe I saw a bunch of guys saying,
talking all this shit.
Gordon Ryan took him down 3 times. He didn't take him down because there was no established takedown. Well, he scissor struck.
And it's
he scissor kicked him to his butt. Like,
those dudes saying that are fucking white belts.
3 times.
Those dudes saying that are fucking white belts.
And he didn't retain the.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, didn't establish the takedown. Didn't establish the points. Bo Nickel souped him to his back. Didn't establish the points. And then all of a sudden he pulls guard and does a really awesome job of
just
choking him
out.
Instead of doing it, I'm not going to hurt him. I'm just going to choke him out. And again, Gordon Ryan's eons above.
He's the best jiu-jitsu no-gi grappler.
But when you do a style versus style, you've got to
incorporate some sort of rule set that makes it a little more even.
And if you want to make it entertaining, you're just going to come to me and it's just going to be a sub-only event. as it was, or what was it? It was like a
Yeah, it's like say someone's really good at close guard and you're just like, okay, I'll get in your close guard. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like, why would you?
I'm
It's
Tanner
not my
Rice,
game.
and I'm the best at a Dalahiva, right? And you're freaking Jordan Burroughs, and you're the best at a blast double. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it favorable to both of you. We're gonna do 2 minutes on our feet and 2 minutes on the ground.
Yeah,
That's how you would do that.
Yeah.
Right. Super simple. But
Yeah, like Tanner can't be in guard until someone gets a takedown.
someone, yeah.
Yeah, that's
which would be super sick.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like you're not allowed to pull guard until, but then after that certain amount of time, someone can sit. Like you can go.
Sure.
for
Yeah,
full
you've got
guard.
2 minutes to establish a takedown, and then guard pulling's allowed.
And honestly, like with that kind of thing, it'd be better to have wrestling periods. Because
Yeah,
it's
like
like
a
it'd probably be
2-2.
better to have like 3 periods of like 3 minute, 3 minute, 3 minute, or 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
I mean,
2 minutes.
and in wrestling, the only reason we have periods is to change position.
Really?
I mean, we talk about it all the time. Like if you guys are both equally good on your feet at stuffing takedowns and shooting shots, you're gonna go 2 minutes of no points, right? The best guys on the planet, 2 full minutes. Like we watched the Kyle Dake Jordan Burroughs fight for the Olympic trials just recently, and the first period was a push out and a takedown by Kyle Dake.
Yeah.
Or no, that was the second period. First period was no points.
Yeah.
Second period, they come back, they make some adjustments. Kyle Dake beats him in a push out and a takedown. And then they come back and
Well, that was like
Jordan-
the 6th time they've wrestled too, right?
Yeah.
That was like a minute. Yeah.
Well, they haven't
Kyle
wrestled.
Dake figured his ass out. Like that's probably what happened.
That's what
He was
happens when
just
you
like,
get
yeah.
beat 4 times,
Yeah.
in a row.
Just
or
adjust
3
them.
times. Kyle Dake beat him once when he was 21, 22, and then Jordan Burroughs messed him up 2 matches in a row, and then he comes back and, Kyle Dake again is, an Olympic champ and a 2-time world champ. Or
How weird is that if they're both on the Olympic team for USA?
it'd be nuts.
Because
I
like in
think-
the training room, I bet they fucking fight.
No, I mean, again, it's like similar to this. Like, if you're on the USA World Team, right, you are training with the best of the best, and if he's the best at a low single and I'm the best at a blast double, I'm going to learn your low single, and you're going to learn my blast double.
Yeah, because
we're
it's
going
like I
against
don't
the
want
best
you to
in the
do
world.
that. Yeah, you know
Right.
what I mean? Which makes sense.
And you watch, like, Kyle Snyder and Jaden Cox roll, right?
Yeah.
Jaden Cox is, like I said, a 2-time world champ on the scored on, and Kyle Snyder's an Olympic champ and a world champ. And Kyle Snyder has to go against Sajulayev, and Sajulayev is right now probably the best pound-for-pound wrestler on the planet.
Really?
And Kyle Snyder's like
Sajulayev?
Sajulayev.
I'm gonna look him up.
He's a wrestler,
It's pretty cool.
Russian guy, and just an absolute savage. And Sajulayev is phenomenal at re-attacks on low ground, and he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Super ridiculous at re-attacks. I mean, just every position he's in, he's just dominating. And if you're Jaden Cox, he specializes in outside shots. So Kyle Snyder's got to
I'm
learn
gonna
how
learn
to
some
take
outside shots. It's kind of cool.
Right? Don't give him a chance to counter offense.
Yeah.
Right?
What's kind of weird though about jiu-jitsu, I think, is you can just try to be, I'm just gonna get to my game first, and then a lot of dudes will win off of that, even though someone might be a beast at what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only exception I think is bolo. Like if because someone can bolo from anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, they just
Bolo's
die for your back
super
anywhere.
frustrating.
Yeah, it's super annoying to roll with. But like in most other positions, like if someone's really good at spider, someone's really good at close guard, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna try to get to mine first, and then you're not gonna beat me in it. And you know what I mean? It's like, oh crap.
And that's like, I think one of the things I've been teaching the guys in here is, as far as wrestling's concerned, and you see like the better guys, like Jordan Oliver does this a lot, and Yanni Diakomahalis does this a lot, where he's going to shut down every attack except one.
And then what?
He's going to
Then
open.
this lets
He's going
you do that
He's going to
attack.
defend like not just defend, but like his position on his feet is going to be so open for one singular shot, and everything else is stuff. You can't hit. You can't find an angle on him because he's really good at keeping his head in a good position. But he's going to step a little bit too far forward with that right leg, a little bit. He's going to keep his hand a little high so that he knows you're shooting a high crotch or an outside single on that right leg. And once he opens that up for you,
Yeah.
now we're wrestling. Now this is the position I want you in, and this is the only thing I've given you. Go.
Damn, bro.
So it's
like
super
fuck,
technical
just
and
controls your ass. That's
Yeah.
so sick.
And it's super awesome to watch. Like Ben Askren used to do that when he was, and that's why he won 2 national titles.
Rip.
He just let you get his leg, and he just start rolling you up and scoring points.
Yeah.
Because I'm only giving you this one.
He was
can
a
only-
funky dude.
Super funky. He brought the funk to the American world.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super fun, man.
Sick.
The whole transition game it's been an awesome journey.
Just so you guys know, I'm gonna start doing a segment with Chase called Cigar Talk or Sig Talk, or it's not Sig Talk. We're working out a name.
It's gonna be Spaghetti Talks.
Spaghetti Talk. That's a good one. All right, so I'm gonna bring him back on once we can like make that. Okay, if you guys are just wondering. So yeah, I mean, I have to meet up with Trey right about now. So, I mean, I'm happy to have you on the show, man.
For sure.
YouTube loved you.
It's a pleasure. It's nice meeting you all.
Yeah. All right.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. All right. Peace, bro.